But okay,
Gerald.
so when you watched the fight, what did you see? Like, did you watch any of the fight?
Nah, I just watched like clips
Clips of it.
that I
Okay.
seen. Like I was scrolling through and just like on Instagram, seeing them pop up. I just seen them like pivoting,
Mhm.
circling the ring, like
Gotcha.
you said, blocking a bunch, throwing one out.
So that's the only fight you saw in the card, right? You
Yeah,
didn't see any-
that was it. I didn't really see too much.
Did you see any fights before the Shakur fight?
I forgot the name of the fight because I didn't really pay attention to the name.
Yeah.
I think they weren't heavyweight, but they was
How many fights before that fight? Before the Shakur fight?
like 2.
That would have been Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah.
Fight. Okay.
I seen that fight. It was something. It was like I seen a lot of they really worked on footwork in a lot of them fights because I could tell Davis. I seen his last fight because he fought at I forgot who he fought, but I remember watching because I went to my cousin's house and we watched it. And his footwork was kind of like he didn't really move too much at first, and then he got into it. Versus this time he moved out the gate, and then Shakur, I seen a lot of defensive work, block, and he'll send one like you said. That'd be about it.
Yeah. Man, from my synopsis, just on the fight overall, or on the fights, mainly with the Shakur fight, is he's like overly defensive. Blocking 10 shots to throw 1. When you spar, JD, he does the same thing sometimes. That's not pressing the action enough. So being defensively savvy is good. That means you have confidence in, blocking your shots and being defensive and, that nothing can really hurt you. But that can put a false sense of comfort in there as to where the judges are looking for you to do more than that. So when you guys get in there and start throwing your hands or whatnot, or, start fighting, y'all just can't sit there and wait on them to cut. And that's Shakur's biggest thing. He's not pressing the issue. Right now they're comparing him to, when Floyd first started or whatever the case is. And that's not the case at all. When Floyd first started, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd before he left Golden Boy or whatnot, Floyd was a dog. He was pressing the action. So Shakur is not offensively, I'm not going to say offensively accurate, but offensively initiating things. You'll get a jab every now and then, every now and again. But jabs, feints, you've got to press the issue. You've got to set those things up as to where they, throw a shot back and you completely counter off those shots immediately. You can't sit there and just wait for somebody to throw 3-4 shots or whatever and show how good your defense is, or whatever the case is. Those numbers were low. His connect percentage was super low, in the beginning of those fights, and the punches thrown were also low. Like at the end of the fight, of course, the connect percentage is going to be higher. And maybe that's the type of fighter he's looking to be, is the connect percentage fighter. But that's not going to get you there as far as pay-per-view. He's still fighting on TV for free. Loma's on pay-per-view. Even though his last fight was free. But, Loma's been on pay-per-view. Tank is on pay-per-view. It's only 2 of those guys who are not on pay-per-view, which is Baron Chink and Shakur. You've got to press the issue. You've got people out in the audience literally looking bored. Like, man, I can't wait to leave. Like, I can't wait till this is over. I've got pictures, man, of these people just sitting back there snoozing. Pretty much. You got people leaving early. This is your hometown. You're supposed to be making a statement. You coming out there with the fancy Twitterson shorts or whatever because people say that he talks too much on social media or whatnot. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. If you're going to make a statement, you got to make a statement. And he had somebody in front of him who was a lot slower, who was giving his all. He was giving his all because he was not trying to get knocked out at all. But he could have dropped that man. He could have stopped that man if, and only if, these guys, and this goes for the majority of black fighters today, they don't work on punching power. That's why I've got you guys in here doing what you're doing right now. Punching power, man. Like, they'll pity pat all day. And I'll call it the Floyd effect for right now. They watch him on the mitts, boom, boom, boom. You know, the mitts look cool and all the whatever, but Floyd had weight in his hands whenever he wanted to. When he got older, that's when he got, you know, more defensive savvy and, you know, made him pay more. But he was tactically picking people apart with those shots. Floyd backed up when he wanted to. These guys have a habit of backing up all the time. That's partially why Shock Foster was robbed. He stayed on the back foot a lot. Robson Conceição was pressing forward. Was he missing most of the shots? Yeah, he was. But those pink and move shots, now don't get me wrong, it's hit and not get hit. But if you're not putting any weight behind those, if you don't have natural weight behind those shots to push that grown man off of you, to drop that grown man, you know, Tank is dropping him, right? Yeah. Tank is getting knockouts. So let's look at black fighters that are heavy-handed, that are getting the knockouts with counters. You got Tank, and you got who else? Top pound for pound. Crawford, Terrence Crawford.
Yeah. So
that was a bad one he put on Spence. Yeah. Crawford, yeah, like he goes back when he wants to, but he also presses the issue. You know, Bud ain't doing too much running around. He creates the opportunity, and as soon as the opportunity opens up, boom.
He's the first one to run to the center of the ring.
He's right. He's bringing the issue back to the center of the ring. Him, Loma, we're going back to the center of the ring. And these guys are getting knockouts. But as far as black fighters, what is everybody focusing on right now? Running around the ring, sitting on the back foot, you know, trying to make a miss and get one little shot and then run back out around again. It's too much focus on running around. Too much focus on being on the back foot. It's not enough assertiveness. It's not enough pressing forward. And these guys, I don't believe they have the strength to do so. Because when you hit somebody with your best shot and they still standing there looking at you, or they didn't give the effect of, you know, I got shook or got rocked, what is that going to do to somebody's confidence, right? Right. They might have a strong poker face, but at the same time, hey, this did nothing. Like, I just gave my best. Black fighters need to work on punching power. They got to hit these bags. They got to hit these weights. They got to hit the strength and conditioning. Not saying you got to hit the weights like a bodybuilder, because you guys are not doing that. I've got you training in an athletic capacity as far as building your strength. You know, so therefore you won't be around here big and bulky and all of that. But when y'all get up against these guys and they feel you, you know, lay on them, or they feel you, you know, throwing your shots or whatever, they're going to be like, man, these jokers are strong. You got to be, you fighting grown men, right?
Yeah.
You fighting grown men. But everybody trains to do what? Look pretty. Everybody pow, 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 on the pads or whatever, looking pretty. Floyd had power. Floyd stopped people. Floyd knocked out Ortiz when he wanted to. Floyd was stopping people when he wanted to. He had an injury in his hand. So people comparing Shakur in his earlier stages to Floyd in his earlier stages, Floyd had, at 22 fights with Floyd, he had 14 knockouts already. Shakur has 10 at 22. So they're comparing late Floyd to early Shakur. Shakur got work to do, man. Press the issue. We need to, and I'm not saying we need a bar fight, we need a slugfest, but you got to get in there and command the ring. How do you, in your hometown, in rounds 3, 8, and 12, get a resounding boo from your hometown?
No, I ain't gonna lie.
That third round.
I did watch. I did.
That's what made me turn it off. They're booing the third round.
You got booed 3 times in your hometown because everybody knew you had somebody in front of you who you could have dropped, who you could have knocked out. Everybody's looking for that. But because he didn't give that, and then he gave the excuse of, you know, I need somebody in front of me to do that, you know, to push me to that level, or, you know, the renegotiation of the top rank contract, because I believe this was his last fight at the top rank. He gave the excuse. That has not.
Yeah,
but your negotiating chips would have been higher if you what?
Yeah,
if you went out there and you laid him out. Yeah, 3 rounds, 3, 4 rounds, you could have had that man out of there.
That would have been the smartest thing to do, though.
Smartest thing to do for the negotiating, right?
Yeah, then you could say, I deal what y'all want, man. Come on.
Because what he said at the end, he said something like, my opponent didn't want to fight back or something like that.
He said his opponent didn't want to fight. every time Shakur threw a counter shot, which a lot of those shots to the body were low, every time he threw a counter shot, what happened? My man was slugging back at him.
Yeah.
Artem, he was slugging back at him like he was going back.
Because the other dude was like more on survival mode. And
Artem gave a lot of heart. Like, you're not about to do it. You're not about to drop me.
Yeah.
You know, you're not about to stop me. So he gave his best effort.
Yeah.
You know, which he was supposed to do. But you don't go out there and use that excuse, because that makes your negotiating even lower when it comes to the Loma and the Tank fight. Because they're coming for the knockouts. They're coming for the knockouts. Tank, definitely. Loma will too. Because Loma's dangerous to the body. He's known for knocking people out to the body. You know, right now, Shakur's best bet as far as bringing his stock up is to go after that fourth belt with Baranchink. Unfortunately, that was one of Loma's Olympic partners too. Him, Loma, and Usyk went to the Olympics at the same time. So there's another belt out there that nobody's talking about. Everybody just talks about Loma, Tank, and Shakur, but Denis Baranchink, he's another Ukrainian, and he uses angles too.
Was he the one that got sent off to war and had to come back and fight?
Nah, those guys, no, they didn't get sent off. They volunteered to go. Loma left and came back. Usyk did too. Both of those guys. I don't know if Baranchink did or not. I don't know. I don't know his backstory.
Usyk just had a fight.
Who's that?
And he just had a fight.
Usyk, yeah, he beat Fury. So yeah, those guys went off, did their thing, man, and came back.
Okay, I remember hearing a few of them had left and came back.
Yep, those Ukrainians and
I was like, yeah, they left, came back and won.
Yeah, they left, came, yeah, they went and did their thing, you know. So, you know, but yeah, with this current batch of fighters, man, like this current batch of black fighters, and you know, I hate to put it out there like that, but you know, every ethnicity does kind of have their
style,
assets. Okay. You know, and black people are naturally faster a lot of times. For the majority, we rely on speed a lot. It's just naturally, it's genetics, right? It's not racial to say.
Yeah.
It's just what the hell it is at the end of the day. You know, we're naturally faster athletes. You know, let's look at track and field. Let's look here. Let's look at what's going on. You know, we're naturally faster athletes. So what's going on in the boxing ring, how that transposes into boxing is everybody's depending on speed. It's fine to have speed, but you have to have the asset of power to go with it. Speed is a component of power, but if you're not out here training that kinetic chain to send some weight through those hands, then your speed is worthless. You're just going to be out there Nick Cannon, drumline all day. Until that one point. Let's think about what happens with let's think about the Canelo and the Amir Khan fight. Amir Khan had Canelo on speed all day. All day. And a few fighters had. Billy Joe Saunders had him on speed. Caleb Plant had him on speed. Canelo's not the fastest fighter. But what is he looking for? That power shot to land, that countering power shot to land. And he's going to keep chopping at that tree until he finds it. One punch can change the game. So on that the main card, you go back 4 fights. The first fight on that main card was Abdullah Mason. That is somebody who is going to be trouble for those 135 lightweights. Abdullah Mason, don't talk too much. He go out there, man, I'm about to put it on in a minute. But Abdullah Mason goes out there, gets to work, and he gets the knockouts. Very technically savvy, doesn't move around too much. He will make you pay when you miss, or when he blocks, or when he catches. He'll catch, shoot. He'll slip counter. Like, he's not going to wait for you to throw 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 shots before he throws his shots back. It's like, boom, 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 boom. Like, what in the hell is going on? That he beating the hell out these boys. That one right there is one that they all need to watch out for. He's going to climb to the top very fast. He's got a loaded, I mean, the lightweight division is pretty loaded, but when I put this fight on here and y'all see it, this man is going to go to work. He ain't doing all this tweeting and talking and all of that or whatever the case is. He say what he got to say and get the hell headed, get the job done, and he back in the lab. So you're going to see a huge difference between what he put on versus whatever. He got the only knockout on the main card. And he was the first fight on the main card. So it was Abdullah Mason. Then it was Keyshawn Davis. Then there was Shaq Foster. Then it was Shakur Stevenson. Abdullah Mason set the tone. Like that was the highlight of the night.
That makes way more sense.
They said it too early.
And what's crazy is they had added him to the card. What, a week and a half ago? They just added him to the card.
So he wasn't added.
He wouldn't even on that. He would have been on the prelim card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
to where it's even worse. Yeah, they got a better fight in the prelims than the main card.
Right. So they moved him from the prelim to the main card.
Oh, they made a good decision.
A very good decision.
A very good decision, business wise, and a very pressure decision for the rest of the guys. Like, look, this is what we want. I think they made a statement right there. Like, look, this is what we want. You other guys are not known for knockouts like this. This is what we want right here. And they put that man on that card with two other lightweight prospects, or two other lightweight fighters as well. Because Shakur's lightweight 135, Keyshawn Davis is lightweight 135. They're all under the Top Rank umbrella or whatnot, but they're like, hey, this is what we want. They did that. They did that on purpose, man.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so they put the heat on them real quick. Like, hey, put him on the main card. Trying to pull the fire out of him. Too much back footing, too much moving around, too much running around. Too much repositioning. I'll stop saying running around. Too much repositioning. You know, get off the damn ropes, man. Like, especially if you're not going to do anything with it. The last person I seen do something effective off the ropes was Brian Norman. He's a guy out of Georgia or whatnot. You'll see him real soon. But he's a welterweight. But he's a welterweight. He's 140. I can't remember. But anyway, get off the ropes, man. Initiate the action.
I don't see no benefit of getting on them ropes.
Nah.
A lot of times, especially if you're not going to do right.
Getting on the ropes. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was saying, I've seen what happened to Frank when he started like getting on the ropes. He went Frank Martin.
I mean, getting on the ropes is, for a lot of fighters who are defensively savvy, it's a showboaty way of saying you can't hurt me. But when that one shot does slip through, it's a game changer. It only takes one punch to change the entire tone of the fight, man. It only takes one punch. These guys gotta get on that punching power, man. They gotta get them heavy hands, man. Hit the bags. Like, people don't hit the bags. They tap the bags. It's times for that, for conditioning your shoulders or whatnot, to get your volume up or whatnot. But when you hit the bag, try to put a hole in the bag. Other than that, what are we doing here? Getting some highlight reels on Instagram? That's what everybody's doing. Everybody's Instagram training, right? Everybody's trying to get their 7 to 13 second clip of, hey, yeah, I'm doing this, and that pad work be boom. Arms in here, running their arms. Now your opponent out there, boom, 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 or mid-range. And the range situation too. You got long range, you got mid-range, and you got inside. Abdullah Mason, from what I've seen, is great mid-range. Mid-range is, boom, literally mid-range. He'll sit right here, boom, and he's got good eyes, and he'll watch, boom, and put the pressure. So it's like putting pressure on somebody without actually putting your arms out there. You feel their presence there. And you start responding to, you know, the initiation there or whatnot. So, man, that's what I saw in that fight, man. That's my synopsis on it, bro. I've been seeing that for a while, though, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of Adrian Broner fighters. And Adrian Broner was a four-time world champion or whatnot. But he got caught up in the Floyd effect. You know, looking for that check hook all day, that counter hook or whatever the case is, looking for those quick shots versus going for those knockouts, man. You gotta Gotta start sitting people down, man. Leaving things to the judge's hands is just like pissing in the wind, man. You just never know.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fighters that got robbed.
A lot of.
Shock Foster got robbed blindly. I mean, blatantly. Blatantly. When they first called that first card 116, 112 for Conceição, Shock Foster already knew. His face was like, I'm about to get robbed. He knew it. But that volume, that output, man, gotta be up. He landed the sharper shots or whatever the case is. He landed the better shots. And he landed the majority of the shots. It was a clear and blatant robbery. Clear and blatant, but judges are not giving fighters those fights sitting on the back foot all day. They're not looking for that. Get in there. Engage the action. The opponent's right there. Stay off them damn ropes. Get in there. Get in on the action. You feel them ropes on you, use it for a quick sec, boom, pivot, reposition, get back around. Create the angle. All that running around is not going to get you anywhere. That's not here. That's not beneficial to anybody. And like you said, Frank Martin, running all around.
Even his coaches was telling him, like, hey, stop leaning on him so much. And he just kept going.
Yep. They didn't want Shakur to get robbed. They was telling Shakur's corner was telling him, to press the issue, become more offensively savvy. Tim Bradley was like, he needs to be more offensively savvy because they just seen what happened to Shock Foster. He got robbed, clear in the blind. They stagecoached him with the lights on, with the sun up. So they saw that happen with him, and then saw Shakur doing what he was doing. Hey, press the issue. Come on, let get busy. Like he should have been to the point where, man, I'm going to the club after this. Like I'm in and I'm out. He had a, and it's no disrespect to Artem, but skill wise, Shakur had a dead duck in front of him. Walk through that man and let's go. Let's get up. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Like I already made reservations. Where were you going? But anyway, man, y'all strap up, man. Let's get a little bit of